Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me one thing, is there anything that you're missing? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close to you. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. Well, I'm all for Christmas. It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Oh, whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close to you.
Well, hello, wackety wacketies. Let me see. It's taken ages to come up again. Hello, Critter. You wanna help? There we go. Never a technical, clear run here. Let me just, I have to change something here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah, let me change this a little bit. Burn my fresh. Now, I'm bringing it up a little bit. Testing with no yesterday. I think I got some feedback. But maybe you was right. I don't know. Let me just, yeah. That's better. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's the 20th now, so I don't feel like such a jackass. But let me just, there's a bit of an echo, and I know why. So let me turn this off. Go docs. I have to do this for my whole Discord setup. I use a virtual cable for my mic coming through this for gaming sessions and comms. So monitor off. There we go. So there should not be any echo in my ear, and there's not. So what am I going to do today? I'm just going to draw this. This is Chief Bannon. He is part of the original team of colonial rangers that will be sent down to investigate a colony that has gone silent, and thus happens the shenanigans that result in the main storyline that will come in later with the main crew and everything, which I'm thinking of having Bannon be a part of. I don't really know. It's up in the air at the moment, so I'm just going to draw a little bit here and stream it for, I don't know, because it's really hard for me to draw on my own these days because I tense up and I hold my breath and I'm not really relaxing. But if I'm talking and waffling, that will negate some of the physical problems of me being a big stress ball while I draw. So, for what it's worth, let me move my chat. I can't really, you know what, affect the chat. I'm just going right in. Right, we're going full screen, and I am not a super artist or anything. I'm using Krita, which is free, which is an amazing program. I started off using this for a lot of my artwork back in the day when I was becoming a digital artist. And when I got my new PC, jeez, that was a horrible sibling, sorry. When I got my new PC, Krita stopped working on this PC. I couldn't get it working for love nor money. The same thing happened with the Adobe Suite, so I couldn't get Adobe Photoshop. Oh no, Adobe Photoshop would work. Adobe Illustrator wouldn't. No matter what I did, it just wouldn't work. And then I went on to, I could get Premiere working, I believe, but I couldn't get After Effects or any of that stuff working. It turned out it was Windows Defender blocking access to the Adobe servers, so I couldn't authenticate. So when I turned that pile of nonsense off on the old computer, it worked. And I only figured that out a couple of years after I got the thing. So Krita wouldn't work. I couldn't get the pen, the stylus to work on my Cintiq anymore. And I couldn't get the program to actually behave like an art program, so I had to stop using it. And I changed over to Clip Studio Paint then, during those days, which is also a great program, but not free. And that was it. I was then a Clip Studio Paint guy. And then you know what happened after that? I got this new computer here. Well, it's about 2.5, 3 years old now, but I went, you know, I'm going to give Krita a go again. Because I always remember this is an even better program than Clip Studio Paint. Clip Studio Paint is a great program, but this particular program here is very, very close to the actual tools, and it's completely dedicated to art and making it look like traditional art. You can see like all of these tools right here. Like, look at how they look. This is free, by the way. You got your speckles. All these are like real art kind of stuff that I would use physically, you know. And it's a lot better. I flow a lot more than with Clip. And there's people who know a lot more about this stuff than me, but I've got these pens. I love the pencils because I love sketching with pencils. Like, there's traditional style. I'm like a blend between American traditional comic art and Mobius. You know, that kind of, or Judge Dredd or something, you know what I mean? Like in the 2000 AD comics. I love that artwork. But you can see how you can get right in there, and then you got this, like, very realistic pencil kind of feel. But you can have it in black ink, which was a game changer for me because that's ever since I was a child. That's what I wanted to draw in was like pencils with black ink, and I've tried all of them. I could never get one good enough. They just didn't have that look style, until Critic came along, and now I have it. So I hope everybody is ready for the old Christmas time. I'm not feeling it myself. I didn't even try to make myself this year. Just not feeling it, I guess. I want to. I had all these grand plans with what games I was gonna play and all, but on the channel. But it didn't really go the way I had hoped because there's been nothing but problems, technicalities. Myself and No, we engaged in a little bit of research yesterday offline. We got every game working. We got the comms working. Everything's set up. But Bridge Crew in particular was a nightmare to get up and running because Uplay is now Ubisoft Connect, and it's like a fifth wheel just gets in the way. But myself and No successfully got aboard the Enterprise D, and he was in the captain because he hosted it. I was caught in a tutorial that it wouldn't let me host a game until I'd completed the tutorial. And so No hosted. He was the captain, and he was a wildly, I love you No, but you were wildly mediocre as a captain. And we didn't do so hot, let's just say. But we fixed it and we got it running. We just didn't try and stream it because there was so much going on. And From Other Sons was perfect and easy to set up until I tried to stream it. The second I tried streaming, No's frame rate dropped. My frame rate dropped. There was awful lag. And it turns out that I think I know why now. I think I might be able to fix it. I don't know for sure. We'll try again, but we did try recording it, and that was perfect. So it could be, and might even be better, if we just do it as a video series instead. I think that would be the happy medium. One of the golden rules with drawing digital is not to zoom in. As often as you can, keep it zoomed out. You start to micromanage when you zoom out. Or when you zoom in, I mean, you micromanage and then you start doing detail that doesn't even show. Yeah, it's pants. See what I mean? If I go in here and I start, farting around, you start getting pedantic with things. you really shouldn't get pedantic with. So I'm only going to do a short stream today. It's really more of a tester and a chill stream. Probably trying to trick myself into doing a bit of drawing, really. I'm by no means an expert or professional. This is just a labor of love for me. That's all this is. The Bob Ross of Critter. Ridiculous. Yeah, got a bit of an inconsistency with this part here. That was a mistake from earlier on, but you know what you do there? Just do this. In Clip Studio Paint, there's kind of like an eraser function, so you can use your pen, the exact same tool, and you can change it to transparency, and then you just go, so you can kind of make it look really natural, you know. Wonder if this is it, lock transparency. No, I don't think so. I'll figure out what that is later. I could use this, but the problem is the head is square. Let's just try it. Way too harsh, so let's try it again. Negatory, good buddy. Let's lower the size. Size is too big, I think, and undo that. Yeah, it's a little more natural. You see, most people will be going, "What the feck are you doing? There's nothing there." Welcome to my world. Okay. Lots of, because I changed tactics mid-venture, which is never a good idea. But I was kind of learning. You know, that Clip Studio is brilliant for clean lines. If you want that kind of American traditional comic stuff, Clip Studio Paint is great for that. But I like this weird clash style between traditional media and, you know, traditional inking, which is like a schism. As is much of my personality, a schism, I guess. I forgot to do this. 12. So yeah, the messy style, the cross between real world stuff and clean inking, always got my attention. So like, depending on where you grew up, I believe I used to get 2000 AD back in the day, and there was several Judge Dredd and Rogue Trooper episodes that like I was like, I want to do that. That's amazing looking, but it wasn't digital art or traditional American inking, American style inking. It was uh, full media. I can't even describe it. It's just actual paintbrushes and big painted canvases and such. It always made me want to do it, so here we are, like a retarded kind of cross between, the usual American inking and maybe Mobius style stuff. Weird crossbreed of it, I suppose. I don't know. Not to say it's good, it's just the way I want to do stuff. Yeah, I think there would be a little bit of shading here, given that changes. Oh. Forgive the Christmas jamboree in the background. It's just well, it is what it is. It's a chill stream. I'm not here to prove anything, really. I just like to be able to do some work on this. I don't know if anyone else has the same problem where they tense up. It makes drawing an Olympic event. My body's contorted and burnt out after every session. Whereas other artists, they kind of they're able to just chill and enjoy the process, which I envy. Yeah, I kind of messed that up a little bit. Maybe two. Yeah, it's sharper. Ba-da. Hmm. I'm off today. that will work. But, I'm just fiddling. It's allowed, isn't it? It's the kind of look that I like. A lot of people like the clean ink, and I've always loved the pencils more than the ink. Like, I think they look more alive. And when you clean them up and you do this sharp, contrasted ink work, it still looks good. I'm not saying it doesn't look good, it's just, it doesn't look like as alive to me. It looks more like traced, like AI did it or something. But that's just me. Always looks like it's too clean, too. See, I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but no, because I'll be inking it, so I like generally the look of it. I only do something like that if it was staying in black and white. Yes, leave it. Change the nib on this pen. Yeah, it's wobbling a little. Jeez, I was on an off day, I tell you. When I did this, well, I was experimenting with tools and whatnot as well. It's still a mess, but at least I'm doing something. I have the town drunk walk by my gaff. Sorry, I had to wait till that passed, but it's he screams to himself, and he's like old school Irish now, so it's kind of comforting to hear him going by. I almost punched the head off him one day because he was hitting my dad's car just after my dad died, and he winded me up, and he kept hitting the boot with the car with his hand. I think the Americans would call it the trunk. And I opened the window and roared at him, told him I was going to batter him if he ever touched that car again. I felt bad about it because it's I was just in an emotional place at the time, and then I came to my senses and said, you know what, you're just bullying him, you know, he's in an awful state, you know. So then I went over and I shook his hand, and didn't know what was going on, but he doesn't go near the car anymore. But every time he's going by in his drunken stupor, he screams out, "Don't touch the car!" It's the little things in life, you know what I mean? There we go. You guys probably can't see anything that's going on the screen. You know, trust me, there's little pixels being pushed around. But yeah, that guy just went by the house there again, roaring it was. He's getting worse, God love him. Feel for him. Yeah, I think I'll just do an hour of this today and wrap it up in a few minutes. This is just really an experiment. I prefer, instead of cleaning up a drawing that I'm kind of coming back to, I prefer to just start a new one. Like, this is going to be a whole page, but I kind of got the proportions wrong, so I would need to, you know, skip it back a bit. You know, it would need to be centered more here, and then the dropship will get a bit more of his legs done. There has to be room for speech balloons here, and then the background has to be done like in the back of the dropship. So that would be more along the lines, you know, of what I'd be hoping to do. So you'd get your, you know, give him legs and knees a bit more, because I screwed up in the initial placement of the drawing. But, you know, speech balloons around here with some of the background of the dropship, and that's pretty much it then. That'll be page 11 done. Just the little things in life, isn't it? You know, maybe I can do that now. Just leave it as is, huh? actually. This one there. We can have like there's knee guards here. Pop out a little here, wouldn't it? Kind of like that. Go around, so. No, just no. Oh, I thought this was a pre-recorded thing. No, I just they wouldn't let me put it in as a game because I couldn't put this in as a gaming, obviously. And so I was going, well, I'll put it up as entertainment. Just live stream. No, you know. Good work yesterday, by the way. I'm glad with the progress. I think I might have a solution to what was causing the lag every time we went to stream. And I'm thinking maybe what it was is that I have OpenXR and OpenVR runtime managed by Steam VR in order to get some overhead for 7 Days to Die, which I've now fixed that issue. So I would probably need to switch back to OpenVR and OpenXR runtime management to the Oculus or the Meta app now. And I'm thinking that's what caused the stuttering problem every time we streamed it. There's a possible solution. But you know what I'm going to do after this? No. I'm just going to go and game. I'm going to go on. I'm going to do a couple of weekend missions. There's only been one the last couple of days to get some more Quicksilver. And then I'm going to just game a little in 7 Days to Die VR, which is an addictive thing. I might record that. It's not a snake bites. It's a new season on top of that, so I'll be just me. And the reason I'm doing it is because it's not the new anymore. They updated yesterday, so it's just as well I backed up the file. Otherwise, it would be done because the OpenVR guys haven't released the updated mod for the new stuff. And my old file, although it can be still used with the new version of 7 Days to Die, it'll cause problems. So the save, I mean. So there's never an end to this technical stuff, bro. There's never an end to problems. But the new way of doing it now with the with recording the game window instead of the mirroring it or anything like that, it actually looks perfect. It looks exactly what I see in the headset. That's what it looks exactly like that. So I'm excited about that, and it's beautiful in the new VR, in the new version of 7 Days to Die. Yeah, thought I undid that, but you know. It looks gorgeous. No, is what I'm trying to say. And I kind of want to put some footage up. It'd be much better to live stream that as well, but I'm gonna do some videos, I think, on this one, and then keep going with the snakebite stuff alongside it, and just have some fun, you know. So I might off-stream game today primarily. I'm just trying to have some fun, because I'll tell you something, I know. I ain't feeling the Christmas. No matter what I do, it's just all pressure this year, and pressure to enjoy myself, pressure to make it count, you know what I mean? Pressure to do some gaming, and you know, now that From Other Sons is kind of off the table for over Christmas gaming anyway, and Bridge Crew and all, it's there for content now rather than Christmas streaming, you know what I mean? I just kind of gotten it in my head now. I'm just gonna veg out because nothing's working. I'm not a sore loser or anything. It's I just can't. There's no energy in me. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Does that make sense, or do I sound like a big baby? Christmas isn't magic this year. But last year I was having a ball of a time, like playing Die Hard, and that was really fun. Yeah, I don't think it's just me either. There's another thing, is time just seems to be absolutely flying. Oh, what's going on with me today? I'm all thumbs. My line work is atrocious today. But you know, I didn't anticipate doing 5 hours of VR techno work yesterday. And when we were doing our testing, all of a sudden it was midnight. Couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, it's 1:15 midnight. Oh my God. I think I've ruined this part. I might have to just erase a lot of it and come in at it properly without messing up. I have to change the nib on this pen as well. The whacking pen, it's all wobbliness going on. I'm hoping that's all that is. You can do that. You can. Yeah, just get rid of all that fucking shit. Pardon my French. I had grand plans for this Christmas, and as usual, all that really ends up happening is going to a pub or something and feeling like crap after. It used to be going to a pub and you'd have a great old time, you know? At least I did anyway. It was cool shit. Yeah, the line work has gone to absolute pony. We got Bridge Crew working. We didn't test the streaming though. You want a hand, Quicksilver, let me know. Roger that. I'll be going on in a little bit. I won't be staying on long though. I'll just be doing a couple of Quicksilver missions. I think there's only 2. You're an old man now, Duke. It seems that way. Sadly, we're there. Well, I'm there. It's always a shock that you get there so fast, you know. I mean, for years it stays the same. Time, I mean, everything seems to be the same. And it doesn't move, and then all of a sudden you wake up one day and everything's gone. Everything's different. It's just like, I thought I'd get some warning here. But no, that's not how it works. No. I hate to scare people, you know. It's it's just the truth. And pretty soon, all of you young bucks out there will be old and out of place, just like me. Only I won't be around anymore to keep you company. Alright, there you go. Yeah. It's not my best work. I'm kind of disappointed so far. I might have to completely erase all of this shit. You know what? Why bother? Why bother holding back? Go for it. It's funny, like, before I started streaming on YouTube, before I even knew how to game capture, I was watching like 10 years ago, maybe at this stage even more, some YouTubers, gamers in particular, and I can't believe we're here. They're all old. They're all doing kind of anniversary streams now of hey, I'm back in Rust, you know. I'm old now. It's funny, they're all like, they'd be back then. Competition was much tougher. Like, people were just better gamers back then. On especially Rust, and these guys are going back now and they're checking it out in 2025 or 2024, and they're like, the fuck, man, I'm able to get away with so much because they're just not as good, they're not as quick or as ruthless as the old school gamers used to be. I mean, Rust was savagery. I regret not being a streamer back then. I'd say it would have been so much fun, but I used to play it. The shit that would happen, pardon my French, the crap that would happen on the Rust servers, man. It was disgusting. It was horrific. No quarter shown at all. None. See, this is what happens when you start messing with a drawing. You destroy it. This is why I can't get anything done. You having that, Lurky? I went looking for Advocat yesterday. I don't think you can get it here in Ireland. I want to try Tesco's. I might have a good chance there. Although my brother was going up north today, I should have said it to him. I should have said, hey, grab us a bottle of Advocat, will you? I want to be part of the royal family. That's R-O, Y-L-E. Yeah, nothing says Christmas like remembering yourself on the onset of time, watching your youth disappear, friends die, values change, like the sands of life slipping away from your fingers. Beautifully poetic, no. You're a poet. There comes a time. Do you have Asda? I think we used to. I don't see them anymore. Asda. I think we used to. No. We used to have more Tesco's as well, but an awful lot of those closed down during the lockdown, and some are opening up again. But we had Super Value. That was my favourite store, and my local one closed down during the year. Gone. It's been there for 50 years, and part of the community, part of all of our childhoods and adulthoods. Great selection of alcohol. Not that I'd be interested in such things, but they had it all. They had great baked goods as well. Great freshly baked donuts and everything like that. I'm not even concentrating on this. I'm after ruining the drawing. The poster is better than what I've got in front of me now. That's so funny. For me, anyway, I have to rechange how this all sits on them and all. Let me try something. I don't know if this is just because it's currently online so people can see it and I'm getting paranoid or something, but a lot of it isn't making sense to me now. Again, I'm not sleeping properly either. That's a derivative version of the Pogues there. And how do you deselect? And I think, oh yeah, A, there you go. CRUD is different. CRUD always has to be different. Look at my PD choir singing Galway Bay. Oh yeah, it's mirrored, so ringing out for a no day. You hear that? Poundland got sold earlier in the year. Oh, for £1. Is that a joke? The only thing that got sold for £1 in their years. Was that really bought for £1? Is that somebody's joke, or is it some kind of insurance fraud or something? What's going on there? Am I the only one that hears that? Right, so I want big quads on them though. These are Colonial Rangers, not little girly men, you know. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he was the governor of California, said that oh, girly men, and he bitched out and came out and apologized to these people. That was the end of Arnold Schwarzenegger. No one respected him anymore. He should have said, the girly men needed daddies to like give them the belt from time to time. Give them daddy's belt, and they wouldn't be so obnoxious millennials, you know. But alas, his convictions didn't go deep enough, and he apologised. And that was the end of poor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nobody heard from him ever again. He was gone into the dust bowl of time. Come on, do it. I'm here. Come on. Do it now. Gully man. Right, I think I've ruined this drawing, but thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night. Bye. It's funny when you see these things, you just try and fix them, and I don't think my heart is in it, to be honest. No, true. I think you gotta bring this down a little bit more. The little manhood protector here, you know. I'm Michael glad I caught this all on stream. I'll watch back in a couple of days maybe. So I can feel it though. I'm tired. I don't have any energy in me for this. Like I wake up tired, you know. Do you ever get that? No. I'm going sluggish. My heart's not in it no more. It's like there's nothing here anymore. It's all seemed to be, the party's over, you know. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. Yeah, maybe. I can't even get comfortable here at the desk. Yeah, maybe. The lower one should be a little bigger. He was good. He was a good governor so far as I could tell. He said a lot about Trump. Yeah, well, he went dark side. When he apologised, he obviously got told off. And he went dark side. Like, I don't know why he did that, but that's what he did. And he apologised to the ones you never, ever, ever apologise to. You know, you only apologise to people who take it in good faith and will be kind of like, you know, don't worry about it. I'm sorry as well for overreacting. That kind of a thing. You know what I mean? You don't ever apologise to people who will take it and persecute you. Like, oh, look, he admitted he's wrong, blah, 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 you know? Those people are evil. Not to be coddled. Right? We just needed better parents. That's all that, for that generation. We needed better parents. Stronger fathers. Sadly, that's not what we got. We got these soft, kind of, everybody is valued people, but everybody is valued people don't value anyone. That's the thing. I only valued people. Like you, no. I value you. But do I value Justin Timberlake? No. Justin Bieber? No. Justin Trudeau? No. Must be all the Justins, actually. The girly men that Arnold Schwarzenegger once called out so perfectly. The girly men. I remember I got into an argument with some people before, and I was saying, listen, just act like a man, right? Stop doing that feminine thing about like indirect, like, the passive aggressive thing. And then some girl that was with him like says, "Oh, look at you! You have long hair and a pretty face. You look like a woman." And I went, "Is that supposed to be an insult? Like, you said your insult was that I'm pretty and I have long hair, so therefore I'm a woman. Thanks." So all I said back was, "So your point is that I'm pretty, that I'm good looking?" And there was just this awkward silence. And then I thanked her. And that was the end of the argument, so maybe that was a good conclusion. What, that's story time with the Duke.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear.
Not many people told me I was pretty. Participation award, people. That's it. It's insufferable. When I was growing up, I wanted to prove myself. Like, so if I was competing in something, I didn't want a participation trophy, because that's an insult. That basically tells you you have no value. I wanted to be that guy that earned that trophy. Otherwise, the trophy means nothing. And so some people will be nihilistic enough to think that the trophy actually means nothing, but they're missing the point. It wasn't a trophy. The trophy symbolizes you doing your best and winning, knowing that you did something better than other people. It's called meritocracy. Like, I don't mind being in a room full of people and being the least talented person in the room. Then I learn. I just look at somebody and I go, "Oh, I like that. That's much better. I'm going to do that." I got called Jesus a lot. I say, "So worship me." They didn't. You have long hair as well? No. See, it's the long hair thing. Jesus had long hair. The Vikings had long hair. The Spartans had long hair. I don't think these people understand that long hair doesn't mean feminine. I think as much as I love Kurt Cobain, I think he's implicit in all of these situations. I think Kurt put out the message because he was a pretty man with long hair and charisma for days, and he pretended to be a loser. And I think a lot of losers modeled themselves and said, "Oh, look, he's a loser. That means being a loser is cool." And there came in the slacker culture and the crybaby culture, because that's just my theory. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the way I see it. Not at the moment. I want a job. Yeah, cut that hair. No. I didn't realize there was such a stigma for blokes with long hair until relatively recently in my life. I mean, I think it was because I was that kind of fuck you guy for a long time, and I didn't care. But I think the the common perception of long hair now is that you're homeless, um, or you know, got I got told I went to a town in America when I was married to a doctor over there. She would move around a lot to small towns to take the highest paid jobs because you would get like $50 an hour and such in the small towns because everyone wanted to work in the big cities like Seattle and such. So we ended up in this small town anyway. I won't say where it is because I don't want to start any shit. But there's this small town sheriff there, and he looked like Santa Claus. He was a kind looking man. And he seen me, like my wife at the time went up and introduced herself to the town sheriff. And I nodded my head and shook his hand, and he was saying, yeah, we're new to town and whatnot. And he was like nice and everything. And I went back to the car, and he pulled her back, and he said to her, there's only two kinds of people in this town that have long hair. Gay people or drug dealers. Which one is he? And I'm just thankful he never said that to my face. Probably would have been shot. He got shot actually at a traffic stop. And he got shot in the leg. And he ended up getting gangrene. And he had to get the leg taken off. That's a true story. I've been about. I've had all kinds of crazy stuff. And you know what? When I look back on it, I'm not even mad at the guy. I thought that's a cool line. It's a pretty cool line. Pretty stone cold, typical American kind of like, you know. It's funny shit, man. I wasn't even mad, really. Did your missus have to fix him? No, that was just me. They all want to fix the guy, you know. But she, like, we're divorced and all, like, she turned out to be a total... Well, I knew this, but I won't say nothing, actually. I don't know, I can't be talking like that. Suffice to say, we don't see eye to eye. We're opposites completely, but she wasn't when I was there. She wasn't anywhere like that. It's like this during... I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there was like this brainwashing campaign that happened around 2016. Again, won't go into any specifics, but it turned people into lunatics. No, his leg, yeah. A shot right in the leg, hit a major artery, I think, and the wound ended up getting gangrene. So even that happened before I moved to the town. So he was there with, at the time, he had like a walking stick on one leg. He had both legs at that time, but the wound wouldn't heal properly and ended up getting gangrene. I don't know if that's from lead poisoning from the gunshot or the bullet, like I don't know. Well, whatever happened, just a traffic stop, a routine traffic stop on the way out of town. Shot in the leg. There's all kinds of stuff went on over there. I was like, I went to a carnival. I think this was in Washington State. Like, my memories are they're fading a little bit, you know, a little bit. Like, they're pretty much erased. I think this would have been 2010. So, what was that? That's 16 years. Holy shit. I was up in Washington State at a carnival, and my wife at the time she was half Native American. She was half, well, American Indian. There's no Native American, but she was half American Indian. She was Blackfoot, from the Blackfoot tribe. And she bought me this t-shirt, which was funny. I thought it was funny anyway. It was a bunch of Apache Indians with rifles, and it said the original Homeland Security. And I thought that was funny, so I wore it to a carnival one day, and I didn't know I was wearing it. I forgot. You ever do that? You just put on a t-shirt and you don't really care about what the t-shirt is. And everywhere people were walking by me, and they just laugh. They were laughing, and I thought they were laughing at me. And I was like, why are they laughing? What, is there something on me? What the hell's going on? And I was so stupid. I didn't realize that shirt wasn't just funny to me and my wife. It was funny to them. People just walking around with me with this t-shirt. They were looking at it and laughing. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was getting all paranoid that there was something about me. And then I ended up going over to this, it was like a comic book rack, but it had all cool stuff on it as well, like antiques. And the guy ended up being a full-blood Irishman from Dublin, big thick Dublin accent on him. And when he heard my accent, he was like, Jesus, a fellow dub. And I was like, how did we run into each other? Like, how many dubs are there in the world? And we're in the ass crack of Washington State, like in a small town that I won't name. And there's a carnival out there, and this fella moved to this town, and his sister came with him as well. And he got married, and he had a whole life out there. And I was saying, what are the odds that we would come from the exact same area and then meet up randomly on the other side of the world, in the ass end of the United States of America, at the same stall at the same time, and me wearing probably the funniest t-shirt of all time? I think the odds of that are pretty low. I mean, we had good crack, and you know what I really miss about America? Well, there's loads I miss about the United States, to be quite honest with you. But what I really missed for a long time was kettle corn. You can't get that here. You can get something kind of similar to it, but it's not kettle corn. Like big bags of fresh kettle corn. Oh, I thank the Germans for that, but oh my word. I used to go out with a German girl, and like, I loved cinema popcorn. Absolutely love it. And I just always thought everybody had salted or buttered popcorn in the cinema. But it turns out that's not the case. And in Germany, they like sugar on their popcorn. And that is kind of kettle corn. But imagine you put sugar, like candy floss, when you're making the popcorn, but you put sugar in on as the popcorn's going around, and it kind of glazes the popcorn, and it's fucking gorgeous. It's like, and they give you these big huge bags of it, so it's not like you get ripped off over here where you get a little bucket. This is a big bag the size of my leg, huge. Oh, great. Oh, did they have a freak show? I don't think you can call that now. Or you're saying, I don't pay attention to who. They can't. Like that weird, the actual freak show, you know, in society, they're the ones saying you can't say freak because they know deep down that they're the freaks. The freak show is the freak show. they called it that. You know, the freak show in circuses and all. Oh, well, ask the what's his name? Putnam, what was the guy's name that started that? Wasn't he the one that's a sucker born every minute or something? What was his name? It's the problem with having an atrophied brain. It's the problem with getting old. No. It's all ahead of you. Maybe not as bad as me because I contributed a lot to my mental degradation. I used to be quite intelligent, but alcohol is a terrible mistress. And, no, I can't blame alcohol. You know what I blame? Music. Because I didn't drink until 23, really. Well, I had a point with my dad on my 18th birthday, but that wasn't my first point. My first point was when I was like 8 months old, and I downed my dad's point in the pub. P.T. Barnum, that's him, P.T. Barnum. Putnam. I knew it was something like that anyway, but P.T. Barnum, didn't he do the freak shows? Wasn't he the freak show guy, or was... Am I getting my wires crossed? Music put me onto alcohol. It was guitar. As soon as I picked up the guitar and I was going out and playing gigs and such, alcohol in Ireland, you weren't getting away with it. It was just, it's part of our culture. Not so much for the youth of today, but back then it definitely was. And the weird thing is, I went the opposite way. Like, I used to train non-stop. That's all I used to do. And I didn't like drinking. And I used to look at Bruce Lee and all, and I'd be saying, yeah, he's like, he doesn't even eat shit or anything. He just, what he used to do is blend carrots and steak, raw steak, and just down that. And I was like, oh, that's real extreme. That's like, I didn't know at the time. The truth only came out recently that he was snorting more cocaine than Al Pacino. He was completely addicted. He was abusing steroids, which was the cortisone that was he injured his back when he was lifting weights, and it caused him excruciating pain, and he couldn't do anything, and he was going to be an invalid. But a doctor gave him cortisone injections into that region, and he was able to move. But the poor guy became completely addicted to it because he couldn't do anything without those injections. He couldn't move, really. And that's why his skin turned red, and that's why he was having seizures. These are more things no one told you. And he had a suspected brain tumor that he was going to get checked for and everything. No one tells you this. They tell you the usual Hollywood crap where, oh, he's a superhero. Oh, these guys, it's always the rags to riches. Look, these guys are amazing. No, they're not. It's just all image. The only real people are actual fighters, like people who go and fight. Like, everyone's making fun of Jake Paul. Think he was a lunatic going in, giving that much weight away to a professional boxer when he's not a professional boxer even. I think only Gavin McGuinness would have done something along those lines to that craziness. So I give it to Jake Paul. Fair play to him. He got in there. His jaw's broken in 2 places now. But that takes balls. I don't ever make fun of an actual fighter. So he's now a real fighter, whether he's like it or not. Because there's not a fucking person that's putting him down right now that would have stepped into that ring against Anthony Joshua and fought. Just saying it now. So although I've been a big critic of his, I didn't like the Mike Tyson crap. I thought that was an absolute disgrace. So he's not faultless, but he stepped up. Give him his due. Poor guy. He'll be sucking carrots and meat through a straw now for a while. Big fan of a surreal TV show called Carnival. I've heard of it, yeah. Interested. Not for everyone. It can be a slow burn, but if you like Twin Peaks, you got... Yeah, I do, and I've heard it's very good too. That and Peaky Blinders. Both of those shows are on my list. I've been told are very good, and I've put them off for a while. And I think it's not Pennywise or some other weird thing. Raw carrots and steak. You need cocaine to get through that. Yeah, well he did. Bob Wall and Bob. What was the other Bob? There's two Bobs that he worked with. They were usually in his movies. Bob Wall was one, and Bob Baker, I think, was the other guy. It's been a while. Both of those were dropping cocaine on his table all the time, and all the letters were released. Oh, I was just sad. I was just like, oh no. And he was doing everything. He was doing LSD. He was doing cannabis. And, I always knew he chewed cannabis. He got that from Stephen Quinn. Stephen Quinn put him onto that. But he wouldn't smoke, because I thought he was so health conscious. And then I find out that he was doing more drugs than fucking Hunter S. Thompson. I was like, oh, so disappointed. But you know, I understand. Don't worry, Bruce. You don't answer to me. Solir, welcome. Well, look at that. It was nicer earlier on, Solir. I'm after destroying it, but I'm not really on my game today. Right hand fingers on the pump look a bit strange. Yeah, well, it's mirrored, so I have to fix a couple of things. See, this is how you see things. Right? You trick your brain. I used to hold up a mirror to my actual drawings back in the day, so I would see it and it would show me mistakes that I couldn't see when I was looking at the actual thing. Now you can mirror digitally. It's great. Look. That's the walking. Huh? Look at that. Whee! Whee! I put this into AI one time, and it animated it. It's great. I wonder if I could put it up here, but I couldn't believe it, dude. It looked like a movie. It put down this perfect tone of music, and it filled in areas on the drawing of my design of like the exosuit. It's basically a spacesuit, you know, because they're Colonial Rangers, but I don't know how it extrapolated that those details are there, because they're not visible in this drawing, and somehow I did it. Not good at hacking anymore. No, I'm not good at anything anymore. That's not a pump, actually, Solar, either. That's a foregrip. That's to protect from the heat generated by. See, this isn't a kinetic weapon; it's an energy weapon. Never mind. I'm nerding out, Solar. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I think the fingers are a little too big, but you see, it's unique. These have to come down, because it's wrapping. Do it yourself. Like the gun is kind of moved. The weapon, I should say, is moved away from his body. Right, so it's at an angle. It's coming this way. You know, so it's swept out a bit, you know, so it's kind of away from his body, so his whole forearm is behind here. So the arm, it does a strange thing with your hand that I was trying to do looking at the mirror. I said, how would that work? And it's like, that looks odd, but that's the way it kind of looks. This finger here has to be turned into these fingers. That's probably why it's... You know what we can do here? This could work or it could go horribly wrong, but I've destroyed the legs already, so... I don't think I should have been working like this today, given that I'm so low on energy and mental energy and clarity. Okay, so I think we can do this, and I'm almost sure that you can do this, and you can. Ooh, I love Critter. Critter's a sexy program. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah, by the way, Solar, I meant to explain. My comms went down inexplicably. It wasn't Discord. I think it might have been something to do with OBS, or maybe the receiver on my wireless mic when we were playing Valheim that time. I was sitting there. We were talking about VR in my cabin in Valheim, and I was talking, and then you talk over me, and I was going, "What the hell's going on?" And then I thought you were hearing me, but it wasn't working. My comms died. And then I signed out on the stream, and I was sitting there talking, and I did a beautiful sign out. I thanked everybody, and I had a little bit of humour going on. None of it was captured. I looked back to see, because I heard Serenity saying, "I'm seeing Duke's thing is lighting up, but I'm not hearing any voice." And I was like, "What? I can hear me, though." And then it must be just Discord. But no, it was my whole system. I don't even know what happened. I don't know what went on. And I was kicking myself because I was, we were having a good discussion there and all. Anyway, did that just blur up there? That's strange. Oh, yeah. There we go. So, I was going, "Oh no, they think I'm rude." And then it was, "You're still sitting there. You're still sitting there on the stream." And when I was looking back over to the stream to see what happened at the end there, it was funny because like I was just sitting there cringing because it looked like I was just acting the bollocks, like that I wasn't talking to anybody. like I gone, yeah, fuck off, get out of here, gone. But I don't even know what happened because there was no indication on my end. Normally Discord would give me a warning if it wasn't receiving an audio signal from my mic, you know, and I talk, it gives me this like warning. But God almighty, man, nothing happened this time around. But it lasted the whole stream, which doesn't make any sense. The whole stream was fine. Just the last minute, the sign out period, and the discussion we were having. But I think we're talking about the frame. And I'm excited about that frame, I gotta say. I don't know whether it's if it comes out like at about €800, I might consider getting one. Any more than that, and I think it's too much of an indulgence, but I don't like the idea of wireless on my head. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, you know, but I really don't want a wireless transmitter on my head. You know, it could be that I'm just old. It might be fine and all, but I don't trust that stuff. So I would like something like the link cable, because I don't actually mind cabling up. But if it works out, that foveated rendering and the foveated streaming, bro, that stuff is going to gain you shit tons of frame rate. And I've also fixed the 7 days to die problem. You want to see it now, Solar, on the new one. It looks beautiful. It looks exactly in the stream as, you know, it looks in my headset or it looks on the game. It's beautiful. And all I did was stop using Oculus Mirror, and just record the game preview window. That was all I did. That was the only change I made. And it looks great. And it runs brilliantly smooth. Did you have it on push to talk? I did have it on push to talk, but not on my stream. So the idea of having it on push to talk was on Discord. I didn't want my voice, because I'd be narrating the stream or just talking, and I didn't want that going into the Discord chat and wrecking everyone's head. So I separated it. So although it's the same mic that is used for the OBS stream and the Discord chat, I had to separate the mics so that when I wanted the mic to go through Discord, I had to have a push to talk set up, which was fine. But it was both mics. It was OBS stopped working, like the mic didn't record on my stream, and the push to talk on Discord didn't work either. So it's just like the microphone just shat itself. That's the only thing I can think of. Same happens to me all the time. My mic is out when I'm saying the funniest shit. Yeah, why, Solar? Why did that have to happen at that moment? The convo was flowing and we were doing... I was doing some funny sign-out stuff. I was quite proud of it. And I was going, yeah, I think I nailed it there. And all I was doing... And it's funny when you look back on the footage, I'm like twerking the camera and I'm, you know, like as if I'm talking and all that stuff. And it looks like I'm just sitting there silent, pouting or something. I'm just like, this is terrible. No warning on the feckin' program at all. I quite like Oculus being wireless. Yeah, a lot of people love that. I told you, I don't like the idea of a wireless device on my head for those long periods. Streaming, you know. I just, I don't like it. Well, I love the freedom, and lots of people love the freedom. This, the frame has a dedicated kind of USB wireless antenna that's just flawless, and with foveated streaming as well. They've just changed the whole industry, Valve. If it lives up to it, it's a game changer. So I'd love one, but I just hope you can wire it in. Like I'd love. I kind of half remember that they were going to be doing DPI cables, you know, that was going back to proper digital port connectors, that you're going to have that option and stuff as well. Who knows, boys? I don't know anymore. I'd like that piece of equipment, that's all I know. Where was... I'm not just destroying this drawing, you know. This is just what happens when you get tired and burned out, I guess. Not a single Christmas feeling so far, boys. I was going to watch some Christmas classic movies last night, but myself and No got stuck into troubleshooting and ran into so many problems. But we beat them all, didn't we? No, we kind of have it going on. Just not the streaming part. Damn, this is what I get for drawing when I'm in this state. I feel like I'm drunk or something, you know. I wake up sluggish. I am on a calorie controlled kind of intake and as well, so I'm thinking it might have a lot to do with it. But I'll be letting go of that soon enough and bring on the Christmas. Turkey sandwiches, turkey soup, turkey pancakes, turkey trifle. Three turtle doves, 2 French hens, 5 million bugs. I think we get rid of that part, isn't it? He's got a bit of a Steven Seagal walk on him. Two French hens, 50 million turtle doves on a Alan Partridge in a pear tree. Has anybody ever watched the Trip series with Alan Partridge and what's that Scot or the Welsh comedian? What's his name? What was his name? I don't like that I'm forgetting so much. It's not like me. Ninja. And a partridge, Alan Partridge in a pear tree. Ha ha! Hey Solir, the Duke's on normal No Man's Sky now, so we can all chum up for the next expedition and crush his precious forest. You stay away from my precious forest, no. No more, there is a ban on corvettes coming anywhere near my Christmas base. There's simple etiquette here, no. You know, you don't deforest a man's sanctuary. You know, I explored the whole galaxy. And that's the planet I found. Oh, you just came from No Man's Sky now? We'll be popping on this evening for a little bit. I won't be streaming or anything, but we're gonna go try and do some Quicksilver missions. There's lots I want to get on that store. So many nice little things there. Wanted to show someone my ship and went in the expedition. What expedition is it now? Solar. It's seeming you can't bring your ship in. Oh yeah. That it must be Voyagers then. If it's the Voyager expedition, that means you can't bring in a ship for this because they want you to build corvettes. So you also can't buy them on stations or get them, find them on the planets or anything. You can't climb them. I think it might be the Voyagers. Or the Corvette, yeah, Corvette expedition. Both of them had that. So, you have to build your Corvette, Solar. Let me bring this down here. Like this. I have to say, playing Bridge Crew yesterday, being on... You're a terrible captain, by the way, no. But, like, being on the bridge of the Enterprise D was an absolute beaut of an experience. And the best station was probably Worf's. The beautiful mahogany, they've nailed it. I think we would have won that particular engagement if we had a real captain like me at the helm. I'm just kidding, no. We were both bumbling around trying to figure it all out. There wasn't exactly a tutorial there, you know. It's funny because it says you can't... So I can't host a room until I complete the tutorial. And the tutorial is basically you just getting thrown into a bunch of missions. They don't teach you anything. They just give you tasks to do. And then you're supposed to figure out how to do it all. Where's this? What station is this at? How do I make this work? It's ridiculous. So there's no tutorial. And then they throw you into the Kobayashi feckin' Maru. And you think you got it. Like, I beat 3 Klingon birds of prey. And then it's like, yeah, I got this. I'm whooping ass. I'm going to save the Kobayashi Maru. And then, boom. 3 more birds of prey jump in. Birds of prey. And then 3 destroyers jump in with them. And it's like, okay, the no-win scenario. I'm no Jim Kirk, that's for sure. It would have been a bit of fun. We'll have to get in there now and test it streaming the next time. Like, I'm gonna take today off. No streaming today. And I still have to go in and build a Viking cabin and level up in I got a bad point that night. I remember the Christmas night out that I was going on. Oh, I was sick. Like, sick to my stomach the next day. And then I still haven't been right. I still get a little nauseous now. Anybody who's familiar with Guinness as a drink knows if you get a bad one, you know all about it. And that's that. I can honestly say that's my first one in this particular place ever. First time I've ever felt this. But obviously what it was the slop tray. There was this guy on the bar that my mate, when he was getting us around the first round, took ages. And when he brought them over, he goes, that guy, a new guy, right? Because he's acting like a noob. And my Guinness was sloppy, like it was pouring out over the sides. Looked like it had just been poured, where John's one was perfectly settled already. So I was like, this is quite strange. Maybe he just made one and forgot that John had ordered 2. But I think it was slop tray. I think he used a slop tray. You know, that's a violation of pub etiquette. Like, deserving capital punishment. But there you go. I was out for the count. And so it disrupted my streaming ambitions, and I was supposed to be going up north with my brother today. But I still don't trust my old system on a car drive. My brother's going up to get some north. I'm raging that I didn't ask him to get Advocat. I never even thought about it. I've been looking for it over here, and all I had to do was say, hey bro, can you get some Advocat up there? I already built my Corvette. I don't want to build another. Yeah, well, you can build multiple Corvettes, Solar. You know, you're like me. I just threw it all into one. I said, fuck this. Like, I would love to be one of these builders. I will. You know what? I'll eventually build a proper Corvette. I think I will. But when I did it first time, it hadn't been ironed out. There was still a load of problems. A lot of game breaking stuff in it. So I didn't really go full on. So that'll change. Don't worry. I don't want to be putting Hello Games' amazing work down or nothing. It was a great update. I'm really, really tempted now to dive into Star Citizen for the VR experience. But I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's going to replace No Man's Sky yet. But it could surprise me, I don't know. Nobody was expecting them to drop that VR. They must have been listening to my channel. I know they weren't, but like, because that's all I was talking about. I was saying there's only one way that Star Citizen could ever get relevant in my books, is that for the experience to become VR. It's the only way they can compete for me with No Man's Sky, because of the immersion. And now here it is. It's right here. I was like, we'll be going that way, so you want bigger knee pads there, Duke. How you doing? Yeah, I think I fucked up this drawing, boys. Pardon my French. Sorry, everybody of sensitive persuasion. Some of my favorite streamers effed and jeffed like a lunatic, but it's different when you have like different, especially the Australian accent, or if I had a Cork accent. Cursing is just feckin' funny. With the dub accent, it just sounds aggressive, you know. My Uncle Jerry would be like, "Fucking hell, boy!" And it would make you laugh. Like every second word was fuck and this and fuck that and fucking hell, boy. And you just be laughing. But with me, it's like fuck. It just doesn't ring. It doesn't sound endearing. The Australians have that as well. They can get away with it. Fuck. That kind of, they have that, goes to high register and... Oh, there you go. I'm like that guy from Father Ted. Got a very boring voice, Ted. Oh, I love that show. I know that there's Americans that love it and it's loved all over the world and everything like that, but I don't see how they could understand that humour. That's 100% exclusively Irish. You have to grow up in it. And but there are people that love it, so fair play to them. From abroad, there's Chinese people that love it and everything. That's pretty cool. Like, we knew all of those people. It's kind of like in London. There's a difference between the American office and the original British The Office. I worked with David Brent. I was in environments like The Office. I grew up in that. And every time I watch that now, it's like, oh, that's so nostalgic. It's like I'm back there. But the American one is just, to me, when I'm looking at it, I don't find that funny. I don't like Steve Carell. I don't think he's a funny guy. He doesn't nail the cringe. It seems forced and like the timing isn't right in the American one. But loads of people love the American one, so don't take it as me putting it down. It's just, I'm talking about personal preference. Just my preference, that's it. There was a show, Scottish show, I used to love when I was a kid, called Rab C. Nesbitt. It was so funny. And I don't know how as a kid I understood that Scottish accent, because it's a thick Scottish accent, like. And I understood every word the man said, and I loved it. And I remember one time, there was an episode, and this always stuck with me. There was this, she was kind of like a principal lady, like a boss, or a tax woman, or something. And she was giving Rab a stick. I think he was in his new job, and she was there monitoring him and putting him down for the whole episode. And he couldn't do anything or say anything because, like, she was a lady, she was in charge. And so he'd just be like real, what do you call it, deferring. He'd just defer to her. And then his wife, Rab C. Nesbitt's wife, came out, and she's like a Scottish woman, and she just gives her a Glasgow kiss. Lee, you're dead. She's dumping the head off her, throws her into a swimming pool. And I was just going, what the... Scotland, everybody. Scotland, boys. Rab C. Nesbitt. We will probably play Star Citizen tomorrow, and one of the other dudes, Mahawali, the VR spaceman, will play in VR. Yeah, I'd really want to see it, but I want to play flat first. I'm going to play flat before I try VR. So I'm going to work my way around and learn how to play. And then I'll go into VR. Because I'd say some of those visuals in VR are amazing. And from what I've heard, it runs surprisingly well considering how demanding Star Citizen is to play. I would have thought that VR mode would have just blown up your cards. But it's looking okay, so that's exciting. Because I want it to succeed. It's not like in one or the other, you know. It's not like I want No Man's Sky to beat Star Citizen or Star Citizen to fail. I want both of them to be feckin' brilliant because I want the different experiences. And I definitely want Star Citizen to succeed because it's a beautiful game. It doesn't run right yet, but it is beautiful. Like, there's a lot of design that went into it. Right now, the VR isn't fully VR yet. Like, the motion controls aren't there, but there's other stuff like occlusion mapping doesn't work yet. So, like, you don't have your bump maps working anymore or anything like that. So they'd be flat textures, whereas in the flat game, they'd be all like, it'll look like detailing is done. But that's all flat in VR for now. Where are you? I'm sure they were talking about VR. Oh, they were. It started before it was even released. Back on the Kickstarter, Chris Roberts said that it will be compatible with Oculus at the time. It was supposed to come out with the Oculus Rift. There was no chance of that, but 13 years later, here we are, and it's now officially VR, so well done. How dare you? I thought I'm your favourite streamer. Of course you are, Solar. I only said one of my favourite streamers, or some of, and you have an accent as well. Okay? You have an accent. Although you're more Eastern European, like, fuck. It would sound more like me, like aggressive. But if you have the higher pitched fuck, you know, it tends to go down a little better. How dare you? I always say the UK find absurdity in the mundane. The US make the mundane absurd. Yeah, different approaches. That's a good way of looking at it. No. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's kind of what I was trying to say. I should be drawing. What the Sorry, boys. Instead of talking crap. But I was excited when I heard Star Citizen's going VR, man. I was really, really happy with that. Star Citizen is the buggiest game ever, yeah. So that's why I was thinking, I know that it's very buggy right now, and there's a lot of crap that happens that pisses people off. That surely would multiply exponentially with VR. But so far, it's getting glowing reports. So, yeah, there's still problems with it, like, but it's not at the point where it's unusable. It's a start anyway. It's not going anywhere. Let's put it that way. It'll just get better and better and better. Sorry about the delay in getting back to the chat and everything, guys. It's kind of, you know, this stuff, it's hard to interact. I wish I could have my chat on my screen here rather than on my phone. Yeah, so anybody else get any Christmas buzz going at all? Any feelings of Christmassy stuff? Or is it just me not feeling anything at all? Except pressure. I had a present from my mum that I'd ordered from Amazon 3 weeks ago, coming from Germany. just disappeared. It's still saying on the way, but there's no tracking updates. There's nothing on it. I don't even know if I'm going to get it. And I can't refund it. I can't send it like a claim that it's not here because it said it's not eligible. Because it's still technically coming. So I had to go out and buy other stuff. Just in case. And put it in the bag. Does that mean you can swear? Yeah, you can swear. How much is Star Citizen? Can't see a price. I haven't looked, to be honest. No Christmas buzz yet. I did buy some people some presents. I wanted to get you something too. Ah, but not yet decided what. I'm gonna have to get you something now as well, Solier. That you're my favourite streamer and all. Yeah, I don't know why it's not clicking this year. I just feel generally a malaise. I don't feel like that. Like last year, I definitely felt like it was exciting. I loved playing that Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza. That was fun. Drinking bottles of Irish cream. You know what I went out and bought yesterday as well as backup presents? Some 6 cans of Guinness Nitro Surge. Because my brother got this thing, like it's like the cap that you put on the thing and it pours a pint of Guinness. And he gave it to me last year and let me keep it. And I was like, no, you got to take it back. It's yours. I feel bad because he likes his pints of Guinness as well in the can. But I had it there, so I said, right, he's going to come over. We're going to game over the Christmas. He has a GTA 5 Empire going on. So I wanted that there for him. And we're going to do probably some Tomb Raiders and just chill. And he got a free VR headset recently. His best mate's wife got one for her autistic son. It was a Quest 2. And he ended up getting a new one. I think it's a Quest 3. He just got her 3S or something maybe. And so she gave this headset to my brother for free. And now he's having a great time in VR with his son. My nephew. And so he's a golfer. He's an avid golfer. So there's this game that he likes that he's been watching some streamer do. Some golf pro did it. And he said it's indistinguishable from the real game. That's how accurate it is. The golf, I mean. And so my brother found it. I bought him these clubs. So he got these clubs that you put the controllers in so you can play proper golf on it and all. Got those for him. They're here. And now the game is €18. That's all. Great quality, great. Looks amazing. So no doubt we'll be doing some VR as well. So I got these Nitro Surge 6 cans. You know how much 6 cans were of Nitro Surge? $15.99, which is €16, even though they try to get you to believe it's 15. And I was like, holy shit, is it worth it? So I said I'll just get the 6. Right beside it, a can of regular Guinness, which you can still use this Surge or top on it to make it all like a bar poured pint. 24 of them there for I think it was 20 something euro. Why I didn't just grab that, I don't know. I just wasn't thinking straight again, you know. And so there we go. I spent a lot of money that I shouldn't have. Now I'm gonna have to get Solier a present. I wonder what to get him now. A no-no. Gotta get a no-no something. Star Citizen maybe. See, right now, Star Citizen in VR for me would be just looking at things. I'd just go around and I'd look at stuff and be, oh man, that's awesome. Like the scale, I'd be like, oh, that's beautiful. Because there's loads of detailing in Star Citizen. Yeah, really cool stuff in there. Again, it's difficult because the game is a buggy mess still, and it's not where it was promised to be yet. So I feel a little hesitant to start, but VR might be what does it. Just, yeah, I'm going in, having a bit of crack. That's all it's about. But I'll be just looking at things, and maybe I wonder what the first-person combat is like the first-person shooter element of the game. Wonder what that's like in VR. And one of the games that changed my whole mind about that flat game, like say Cyberpunk, say, using a VR mod for that. Oh, you can't aim your guns and everything like you would in a VR game because you don't have 6 degrees of motion. One of the things that changed my mind on that was actually playing the Mother VR mod for Alien Isolation. I didn't mind that style. I thought it actually grew on me quite a lot. Like the aiming and all, with kind of just turn your head and you can aim. So I thought that was really cool. You don't need to worry about that now because the new advanced Mother VR mod has full 6 degrees of freedom. So I'll be going through that Alien Isolation again, boys. Yeah, I've really messed this whole fucking thing up, haven't I? Yeah, you can't have a crawler. It doesn't look right, so. Yeah, all black here, I guess. So all I've done is destroy this drawing. He was supposed to be like you're supposed to see his knees now more, and all I've done is extend his legs like an idiot. But I'm only firing on about 40% here. I'm feeling very strange, to be honest. I've decided like I'm gonna relieve myself of duty for the whole streaming plan for Christmas and basically just try to have a little bit of a Christmassy feeling going on. I'll take that. Like everything went wrong in terms of the decorations going up today or this year. When I used to work in a certain place, they had great Christmas parties, man. And I used to be in an engineering department, and I had great Christmas parties with them, and then the main company party. It was just great. It was a real feel-good period, and I used to take the 19th of December off till the 5th of January. So they'd close down around Christmas Eve, I think they would close, and then you'd be back on the 5th of January or something. But I'd be like called in and overtime and to man the ship or whatever. So I never really could count on that. So what I would do is I would take off the 19th to the 7th. And I would just start on the 19th and I'd start watching Christmas movies. And I just go out for the Christmas coffees and the festive stuff. I used to really enjoy it, and I do a lot of drawing. I was working on my graphic novel, and I was gonna put it all online for free. So I had my own website, and I wrote the HTML code and the CSS code and all for it. And I was like, I didn't know half of what I know now from this game channel about like After Effects and Premiere Pro. It was only when I went back to do my honors degree in animation that I learned how to use Premiere, which led to my original channel, the one with nearly 13,000 subscribers on it. I learned just enough to do that, and it was always like magic. Like making videos, it was like magic. I was like, wow, you can do this. And this channel taught me how to do sound, like use VSTs, like up my game on that department, and capture like screens and various other technical bugs. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun, you know. I forget why I got along that subject or topic or whatever, but it got quite addictive. But yeah, I kind of dropped the ball in this whole graphic novel thing. I should show my other stuff. This is page 11, like, so maybe I should just fucking put it up there. I had this plan where I was going to use Blender to build all of my models, like the starships and all that, and the corridors and stuff like that. And the problem with Blender is when I get into that, like real like vertices pushing basically is all I do, and I push around vertices, and I lose weeks in that program, weeks of my life. So I said, I can't do this. This is another rabbit hole. I was quite good at building 3D models and all that stuff, but so then I just started doing perspective drawings. I was trying to save myself time, you see. So my idea was like to say if I had a ship here, right? Say it was so you got it going into a vanishing point here, and it's heading off this way. You want it in 3 sections, right? So how do you do that? So you get that. That's half, right? Then I was like, right. So how does what do we do there? Well, what you do is you bring a line down from here and here, and then where this line, see the center here goes that way. Where this line intersects that line, you bring down your line, and where it intersects here, there you go. And you get rid of that, and there you've got 3 equidistant in perspective sections. You see, little things like that. So I started getting faster doing all this stuff. So you could just, you know, have your engines here, then you get more ambitious, and you'd start bringing out sections here like this, and you'd figure out how to have it in perfect perspective, you know. And then little sections here, and you bring that down a bit more, and all of a sudden you're building up, and it's this thing that it wasn't before, and you're able to fly it together. And basically I said, why the fuck would I be bringing in like 3D models? Like that would just be, I'd be building all of these ships, which would be great because I could go into VR and actually explore the whole thing. And I was like, nah, what's the point? What's the point, you know? And then I was thinking about doing a game, like I had this story-driven game. But you know, these are all ideas, but the problem is every one of these avenues of creation is a rabbit hole where you go in, you get lost. You end up getting nothing done anywhere because something always takes the passion, you know? So you might be on a drawing buzz lately. The problem is like this, later on what I have to do here is I have the banner layer, so I have to obviously colorize this, don't I? I have to paint it. So there's all these things. So if I want color, let's say it's kind of this color. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing, it's so sloppy like this or whatever. But, you get in there and you do a little song, you do your little dance. And you want a better brush though. This is a bit overbearing, I say. Yeah, bring where's the you got your yellow highlights on things, and see, that is another rabbit trap or rabbit hole. You get into this, then all of a sudden you're painting and you're going, oh, I just want to paint. I just want to paint now. Let's try catching yourself. Try catching this stuff. It's a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden now you're painting, right? Well, it was the same kind of thing when I was doing my Blender. I found that I was just thinking about Blender all the time. I was just doing this, and the other thing. And it's like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. I give him that. It's not. You know what I mean. It's not color perfect, but you see what I'm saying? Serenity, hey, how are you doing? I hope you're all happy and well. I hope you're having some Christmas vibes. There's an awful shortage of them in the chat, and personally myself. So we need somebody. We need the Christmas spirit back, But that was just a little soliloquy I went on there. Oh yeah, you were right about the comms, by the way, Serenity. I looked back over the stream and I don't know why, but the mic just stopped working. I explained it to Solir. So I was chatting away and I probably gave the best sign off I've ever done in my life. And none of it was captured. And I don't remember it either, so there you go. It's one of those things where Solir was saying as well, you blank out, but the mic always cuts out when it's the funniest shit you've ever done. Hello, Greer. That's quite the drawing. Thanks, Serenity. Appreciate that. Oh, you ruined it though. It was better at the start of the stream, but I'm not myself today. I was actually about to start caroling with Foxy Nova. Oh, that's lovely. Are you gonna film any of it? Can Foxy Nova sing? My old dog Bear was a great singer. God bless her. I was experimenting with stuff here, which is why it was... Ooh. Any burlesque dancers in the audience? Solir, you do a bit of burlesque dancing there? No, do you dance? You can't command a starship worth of shit, but you probably are a good dancer. I'm only kidding, buddy. The pressure was on. We didn't know what we were doing, pal. But we'll be different when we go back. And it'll be different when I'm captain. I run a tight ship. No. I tell you though, it was beautiful in VR, bro. Absolutely beautiful. I almost wept. It would be much better though if they had the original crew. Look, You know, if you'd look around and you'd see Worf up at tactical, shut up Wesley at the flight station, the helm. Um, yeah, it's called a flight station in that game, Bridge Crew. I'm used to calling it the helm. Helm, get us out of here! But absolutely beautiful. And being up a tactical, and you've got that mahogany wood, and it's all reflective and everything. And when you're looking at the view screen, and you see the reflection of the bridge in the view screen, it's crazy. Looks beautiful. It's just missing Data and Worf and Troy and Picard and Riker. And Geordi Geordi was the original Helms guy, wasn't he? He was a red shirt first until he transferred to engineering. Chief Engineer Argyle, the obvious Scotty rip-off. Like, oh man, the first few episodes of the first season were total cringe. Really bad. And then halfway through the first season, turns around and boom. We'll ticking this up a little bit here. One day I'll be good enough. Do you use a drawing pad? I do. I have that. I started on a drawing pad. That's actually the reason I got the old laptop. I use on this. I'm using my first drawing pad was an Intuos, and I have a fancy Intuos there. Like, it's wireless and everything. I can have it there. It's the big one, professional art jobby. But I draw on a Wacom Cintiq. The 27, the big one. So it's a screen that I draw on, and it's lovely. I had, but didn't have tools like Affinity back then. Yeah, you know, when I went to art college the first time in 99, 2000 time, like to art college, I dreamt of stuff like this. I had Photoshop back then, and I had to draw with a mouse. And I was going, imagine you could just draw, but only kind of LucasArts would have stuff like that. Like, it was really expensive, and the programming didn't support it, and there wasn't kind of the pressure sensitivity that you have now either. And there certainly wasn't any of the programs. Like, Krita is one of the old. This is a free program called Krita, totally free. It's open source, but it used to be an art program back in the day. I forget what the name of it was, but the engine was sold, the whole thing was sold, the rights to it, and it was opened up for everybody for free. And this is the best art program you can get, as far as I'm concerned. Illustration wise, if you want to do like manga, or if you want to do that kind of comic American inking style, Clip Studio Paint. And if you want like perspective tools and all that, Clip Studio still is kind of better. But this has perspective tools as well, which it's like, obviously you don't want to be using a ruler on your screen. so it's better that you have rulers in here, and you can set up your drawing and everything. So it's great. I love this thing. I started on this. I did a painting. I should show more art, but I did a painting in this, and it was Spears Respects Life, I think it was called. And I painted it in this for the first time. It wasn't a line drawing, so it was built up in layers of paint on this, and it looked amazing. And I could never get that look again in any other program, and I couldn't get this program working on my computer, my new computer, because the pressure sensitivity wouldn't work. And I was like, why won't this work? And South was drawing, so the parallax there is fine. If I was drawing here, the cursor for the pen would be there, and it would just be doing this, and I was like, what's going on? And then when I would draw, it would be instead of like, see the way this goes from really like just like a normal pencil. Like there's really great tools in this. We'll do this one, right? It looks like a real pencil, right? So you've got like, you see the way you can, and then you can kind of shade like real pencil and everything like that, and you can tilt, you know. So it's just lovely to get that done, and that's my style of art, like 2000 AD kind of art. That's my thing. Then there's kind of like the American style would be clean inks. So you do your pencil, like so you'd have your freaking whatever there, right? Whatever the hell you're drawing, you know. And then you would get a ink pen and you would go over the line, you know, and then you'd shade it like this, you know, and you'd have cross hatching, you know, and that is also an awesome way of doing things. But I'm like caught in the middle. Like at the start of the stream, I said I'm kind of like the American art style, like line draw, illustration, but then at the same time, I'm Mobius. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, Mobius didn't do a lot of detailing, but he did big, huge fucking drawings, and like he'd hinted at detail, and that is a skill to be able to do that. And like everybody thinks about DC and Marvel and all of that stuff, but look up 2000 AD. That was the original Judge Dredd and Rogue Troopers, and it was gory as like back then. When I was a teenager, you didn't see like that stuff in movies. You know, that's how gory this stuff was. Crazy. But the drawing and the artwork was absolutely, it just blew my mind. I said, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. Create worlds like that was incredible. I danced like Captain, uncoordinated. Farts. She can, not often. She's the quietest husky ever. Oh, she's a beautiful, beautiful creature, Serenity. In those drive videos that you put up, like, beautiful creature. Farts. Thanks, Solier. Was that at a moment when I was being like totally like sincere? And only if you are lucky. Yeah. Only if we're lucky, man. Everything goes wrong for me. In technical stuff, I have to be the best, you know, troubleshooter in existence. It's not fair. And no, you know, that we were thrown in the deep end. I mean, they gave us a Galaxy-class starship and didn't tell us how to work anything. And it wasn't intuitive. So, like, you can't... A flight control, which is called... It should be called helm, but it's not. A flight control. I couldn't do anything. I could plot a course, but they wouldn't let me engage the warp engines or anything like that. Only you could do that as captain. So it's too captain conscious. Like, it's too... I think that's because... It's for single players that don't necessarily want to play with a crew, so that they could run the crew at the same time. But then it cleared up when we got to the second mission, the one we got our asses kicked in. I could actually start controlling stuff and all, so that was nice. We still lost though, but that was... You're the captain, so you have to take the blame. I'm afraid. I have a Wacom Intuos Pro. I love those things. They're sleek. I have one here as well. It's just over there. Bluetooth as well if I want to go wireless, and it's cool. I just like drawing directly onto the screen, you know. That's weird. Jordy goes from taxi driver to chief engineer in a day. Yeah, in the blink of an eye. From red shirt to yellow shirt. From an ensign, I think he was, to a full-on lieutenant commander. I don't know how that happened. Maybe there was some discussions behind the scene. You can't have a black, blind guy driving the Enterprise. People would think you're making fun. Was he driving Miss Daisy and he's blind? Is this like a... So I think maybe it was just like, no, we gotta change. I'm glad they did, because Geordie was a great engineer. I love that guy. He was so... his character was so human. You know, like him and his dating problems and all. You know, when he has the hots for your woman. I forget her name. She's a actress. She was in Tommy Boy. And she's just giving him the, we're just friends thing. And Commander Riker is like giving him lessons and all, how to be a charmer. He's very endearing. And then there was that episode where it's, they go into a space station. And like what was her name? Some girl, and they think the Breen attacked the station. But she has a dog. The dog ends up being a shapeshifter. He's so human in that as well. And then there was the one where it's like the ghost, where him and Ensign Rowe were transformed into like ghosts. They thought they were dead. I love that episode. It's brilliant. Data is like, Captain, I believe I know what's happened. Brahms, no, not that one. Brahms, she played Brahms though. Oh no, was it? No, it was different. She looks like Brahms, but she's from Tommy Boy. I remember they're on the holodeck and Geordie has like this picnic laid out for them and they're on the beach and he tries to put his arm around her and it's all awkward. And she's like, well, ew, no, we're just friends. It's like, you never see that. Like, I can't remember ever seeing that on any show, any sci-fi show. But that was so human to me. It was so like, man, he took a shot and he was shot down. It's like, we can all relate to that. And Patrick Stewart was like Captain Picard was like the perfect old-fashioned naval captain, like British naval captain, even though he's supposed to be French. I don't know why they cast him for that role. They should have just rewrote it as like he's Admiral Nelson kind of a thing, you know what I mean? But implacable, stiff upper lip captain. And Jim Kirk was the cowboy, like the fighting guy. And Will Shatner, he was like the Casanova. Him and the that looks terrible actually. Him and the Riker maneuver sitting over the sea. I had a lot of good times with the old Trek, man. I was just a bit disappointed that Brent Spiner hates Data. That hurt my feelings. I actually commented on a Facebook post. And I was like, yeah, it was Brent Spiner. And it was just after he'd come out on that interview. Or I knew he felt like that anyway. It was obvious because there was a number of times where Trek fans would be interviewing him and they'd bring up Data and he wouldn't talk about Data. He was saying, that's in the past. I don't want to talk about Data. I have this movie coming out. I have this project. You know, please take me seriously as an actor. And I was going, you don't know how lucky you are, man, to have a beloved character like that. People love Data. I think he's warmed up to the idea now, but it was still sad. I was like, oh man. But I guess Kirk felt the same way about Jim Kirk. Well, Shatner, the Shatman. And he's now totally on board, so Spock felt the same way. Leonard Nimoy felt the same way about Spock. Didn't like Spock. People forget that they both put books out complaining about the Star Trek fans. Like, those were the real fans, not the kind of blow-ins that came along later, but the tourists. But they were real nerdy people, you know, like sad, like lonely people. The real Trek fans. They were great people. And I think that back then, those boys, those actors got embarrassed or something because they were like the nerd champions. And I know, take me seriously. I'm an actor. I'm an actor. And I was like, guys, you don't know how lucky you are. It could be like me. Loathed. Loathed across the entire galaxy. Yeah, I think we can put this down here. But Data was always like, growing up, he was my guy. I associated with Data a lot. And Geordie being his friend, like the two besties, it was kind of like Chandler and Joey on the Enterprise. I just loved it. Very heartwarming. No. Anyway, that was, sorry, the soliloquy. I took it off base there, boys. I'm sorry. It's just when I'm trying to distract myself from, like, there are artists that are really great and they draw and they relax. And drawing makes them relaxed. You know those kind of people? I'm the opposite. I like hold my breath and I tense up and I grind my teeth and I'm focusing everything on it and I'm like digging the pen. I wish I was the other way. I'm so jealous. I'd be uber productive if I relaxed drawing, you know? Uber productive. I'd have this finished in no time. I think it's a control issue or something. He hates that. He does no. Sad. He came out. There was a podcast Brent Spiner was on, and he just came out and he lost the rag. Like he freaked out, and he said like he just talked down about Data and the character of Data so much, and he broke my heart when he did it. But I knew he felt that way because to me it was obvious, but to have it confirmed was different. And you know, he put up a Facebook post, then his official channel, and it was him in Dublin, and he was meeting the fans in Dublin, and there was a guy dressed as Data standing next to him, and they took a picture, and Brent Spiner was all smiley, and he was saying stuff like, oh, it's great to be in Dublin, Ireland, and like meeting the fans of the show and everything. Then I put in a comment, yeah, but you hate Data, so what's that all about? Because I was still butthurt about the whole thing. And 3 years later, his official account likes the comment. Three years later, I got in my Facebook account, this was years ago, I got a notification. It was Brent Spiner official, like his official ticked account and all, liked your post from 3 years ago. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think he might have had a change of heart. And he might have said, yeah, maybe I was a little uppity. Like maybe I should be just going, you know, I am so lucky. You know, how many people get an iconic character that's beloved? How many people get that? Very few. And these people are always complaining about being typecast. Listen, would you rather be typecast as a one-hit wonder? Nobody. No. You're Data. You're always going to be Data. That's amazing. Who wants to know Brent Spiner? I don't give a shit about Brent Spiner. I'm joking. I'm just saying. I'd probably get on with Brent Spiner. That's the thing. We probably have a laugh about the same stuff. He's a curmudgeon, like me. Oh, I don't like when actors say that. Yes, so there, but that one hurt. You know what I mean? Like Jim Shatner did it with Kirk. Nimoy did it with Spock. Shatner wrote a book about it. I am not Jim Kirk, or maybe it was Nimoy. One of them did it. I think they both did it, but my memory problems. But I think Nimoy wrote a book, or it could have been Shatner, that said, "I am not Spock," or "I am not Captain Kirk." And then 20 years later, he wrote another book, "I am Spock." They both came to the same point where all of a sudden the Trek conventions weren't embarrassing, because a lot of people don't remember the original Trek scene. They think it's the Comic Cons, like San Diego Comic Con. That stuff is commercial. The original Trek conventions were an embarrassment. Like, if you were a bloke who fancied himself, you wouldn't be caught dead with these people. Like, they were nerds, they were the social outcasts, they were middle-aged men going around in uniforms, the kind of guys that had never, like, even kissed a girl kind of guys, and predominantly male, but there were females too. And they were like the rejects of your society. Intelligent, well-meaning, loved the dreamers, silly hearts, like me. But I think that put them off a little. But after the Comic Cons, like the San Diego Comic Cons, and it kind of became commercial and kind of socially acceptable to be a Trekkie, even when it was back in the day. I call Trekker. I know there's this thing where, oh, it's not a Trekker, it's a Trekkie. No, it's Trekkers and Trekkies. It's just you have your preference. But like I was a Trekker. I loved it, but it was still, when I was 13 or so, 8, 9, 10, it was still kind of socially shunnable to be into that stuff. Like, you were laughed at by the other blokes in your class, like the athletes and stuff. You'd be like, "What, you watch that show?" Yeah, man, just trust me, just watch it. And now, admittedly, Star Trek: The Next Generation's first season didn't do me any favors in that department. Like, that was cringe. But they corrected course mid-season and blew it out of the water. And then it became like this cultural phenomenon. And then the convention started being cool and accepted, and and then actors started coming out and going, "Oh yeah, I didn't say that I hate Captain Kirk. I was just joking." But Brent Spiner was one of the few who, during the boom of Star Trek, like when Data was like an institution. Data was like he's still beloved. He's a beloved character. He came out and said that stuff. He came out and hated on the character that made him. And I'm still butthurt about it, alright? I'm still a bit touchy about it, but I think his heart is softening. He should be more grateful, that's all I thought. LeVar Burton, he loved his role. I never heard a bad word come out of his mouth. And, Jonathan Frakes, I don't think I've ever heard Jonathan Frakes disparage his role as Commander Riker. Now, maybe it's because he was a horn dog and he had like this handsome leading man character or something. Maybe that's why. I do know Maria Sirtis thought it was ridiculous because she's a Manc. Like, I think she's from Manchester, and she's Greek ancestry, but she's proper English, like rough. You know what I mean? She looked cute and charming and everything in Star Trek, but she was like, if you know British women, from that area, you know what I'm talking about. She wasn't softly. She caused a lot of problems on set and all. She was calling out because it was cringe to her. A lot of it was cringe, but she ended up really loving the show and went into a big depression when it ended. That was endearing. Took her years to come out of that. She missed the family, like. Denise Crosby hated it. She's going, what is all this nerdy stuff? You know? And she left. And surprisingly, Gates McFadden was the same. I never saw that one coming. So that's why she wasn't in, I think, the second season she left, or it could have been the third season, or did she come back in the third season? She saw it was popular, and she went, oh no, I'm getting back in there. Yeah. But she was a dancer, like she didn't want to be running around in a sci-fi show, really. Patrick Stewart, I dislike him personally these days. For various reasons, but back in the day, he was a cool guy, man. He used to have, like, if you were around his neighborhood and you were a fan, loads of fans were invited into his house to have tea with him. Now, it wasn't Daryl Gray. I asked the same question, but he would bring them into his house and he'd talk to them and make them a cup of tea, and they'd sit there and have tea and scrumpets and all. Imagine how cool that would be. But, he's not that way anymore, you know. And the schism happened and everybody went bananas and nuts. And he's also in extras. He was feckin' funny in extras, man. I loved seeing that side of him, you know. And anybody who hasn't seen Patrick Stewart in extras or hasn't seen extras need to go and check that out ASAP. You know, I have this script as well, and it's about this man. It's me, and he gets endowed with these powers, you know, you see, and his powers are that if he looks at a woman, boom, her clothes fall off. Ricky Gervais is just sitting there going, what? He said, I think you can help me do this. You know, on one occasion, he goes for gas and he pumps gas. Petrol, we call it. You call it gasoline. And he looks at her and poof. And he goes, yeah, let me guess, her clothes fall off. Yes, her clothes fall off. And it works because he's like Patrick Stewart. Like he was Captain Picard. The serious guy, you know? Fucking real funny. Loads of famous people. The Kate Winslet one was good as well. The Keith Chegg one. What was her man's name? He did Mavis. You would know, no. Major. Oh, look, you know, in the middle of the world thing. Yeah. That was funny. But my best is Father Ted, The Royal Family, The Office. Let me just do this. Like especially the Christmas specials of these programs are really cool. I've been desperately trying to get the Christmas mood going, watching them. It's just not working this year. Die Hard 2 is the closest I've come. I felt Christmassy there. It was the same with GTA 5's Trevor. Oh no! I didn't know that. Now that makes me feel worse. That dude was being an arse to fans instead of being happy about people know him globally for something. Exactly. So there, I think these people they think they're better than they are or something. I don't know what it is. They've been given a treasure trove and they're angry about it. Be grateful. Exercise gratitude more. Actors all have this ego. They don't want to be remembered for one thing, forgetting how lucky they are to be remembered at all. That's it. No. And sci-fi would tank your career. That's it. Back in the day, it was like TV movies. Everybody forgets it was Game of Thrones and that era that changed television, and a couple of shows before that. I think The Wire was one. and there was a couple of other TV shows that changed it. It used to be if you made a TV movie or you were in a TV show, your career was over. All right, so it was like you're now out of the Hollywood elite. You're now doing TV programs out of state, you kind of a thing. Then that changed. Then Hollywood is now the joke, and the TV show became the champion. That's where everyone went for, like Game of Thrones, and Breaking Bad was another one that did that, and Love Hate, an Irish show. But now it's all equally crap, so it's embarrassing. Yeah. But sci-fi back in Shatner's era, if you were in a sci-fi show, you were a laughing stock. You know, you weren't taken seriously as an actor at all. I don't know if it's an ironic genius or that obvious. Oh, I have no idea. I haven't got a clue. It was Nimoy. I read the book, I Am Spock. Brilliant. I just found that really funny. Like, he writes the first book in his prime as Spock. I'm not Spock, you sad it's like, stop calling me Spock. And then 20 years later, I am Spock, and it's just him at the front going, yeah. Genius. Dude, she's Courtney as F. Yeah, she's Cockney. She is Cockney as F. She is full-on Cockney. We're talking about Maria Sirtis, Councillor Deanna Troi from Star Trek. A lot of people don't know, even today, that she is Cockney. Like, she is completely 100% rough chick, right? And on Star Trek, she's all like, oh, I love my chocolate sundaes and everything. That's acting, folks. That's acting. She's cool. I could have a point with her, you know what I mean? So when Denise auditioned for the role, she was sat down in front of aliens and said they wanted character like Vasquez. Yeah, she dropped the ball on that. So I guess she felt ghastly. Yeah, maybe like actual, violence, and then she's going around being this cheesy ass kicker. Like, it didn't work. Like, our character, I like her, but our character was cheesy in the first season, and it definitely wasn't Vasquez. And I don't think she has the acting chops to pull off Vasquez. That's Jeanette Goldstein all the way. She's like a chameleon. Amazing actress. The thing about the Trevor guy is it's like he was raging against fans as Trevor. Like, the more he got angry, the more he Trevor. Well, then he's just living up to the part. Yeah, this kind of would be a little... I don't know, I think it's got something to do with this. The grass is always greener, or there's always something better on the horizon attitude, you know, which is great for ambition. It's great for if you want to build a career, if you want to achieve things. You don't want to settle, like, you don't want to get stuck on one thing. So I admire that attitude at the same time. But there is no reason to hate on any character you've played. You know what I mean? You can still get there. Look at Bobby De Niro. I don't like him. He's a strange, crazy man. But he had a lot of good roles. Al Pacino, a legend of a man. Al Pacino. How many iconic characters has that man had? You can't even count them. Serpico. Your Man from Heat. The Devil's Advocate. Insomnia. Scarface. I bet you all thought I forgot that one, didn't you? And you know, like Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp did Captain Jack Sparrow. Disney screwed him over. Do you think Johnny Depp turned on Jack Sparrow? No, he loves Jack Sparrow. He loves Jack Sparrow, and he loves when fans recognise him as Jack Sparrow. He doesn't stop them and go, excuse me, I'm not Jack Sparrow. You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, nice one. I actually reached people. Anyway, this is all just unresolved emotional trauma from hearing Brent Spiner disparage my beloved Data. I feel like I had to defend Data. It was weird. And I was going, no, wait a minute. Data the character isn't this guy. This guy plays Data the character, but you don't have to fight that battle. And that's why I knew they were gonna kill him off. Every movie that they made there, I was like, oh, I'm just waiting for them to kill off Data, because I knew Brent Spiner behind the scenes was just like, I want rid of this character. Only it backfired, didn't it? And now he's back, but it's sullied. It's gone. You destroyed my favorite ship, my favorite characters, my favorite tone. Our treasured William Shatner. I'm on record as saying multiple times, I hope he's the last one. I like Koenig, don't like Takei really. Think he's I won't go into that, but he has this issue with William Shatner. Like he has this love affair. He's in love with William Shatner, but William Shatner doesn't swing that way. So he's like, he kind of, what do you call it? Rebukes him. In a nice way, but I think Takei took it to heart and hasn't let it go. But I hope, I like Koenig. He's generally a cool guy. But I want the Captain Kirk to be the last one to go. Does that make me a bad person? The thing about, I'm glad I'm so illiterate to actors and stuff. I wish I was you, Serenity. I wish I was like you. I just don't care anymore. Like, but back then, like, I was a big movie buff, and I loved good storytelling, and not so much these days. I think everything's derivative and kind of boring and predictable and soulless, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know the last character. There's one good thing my brother put me onto, which is ending this year. And it's called Brassic. That's a nice vibe. It's a British comedy show. Full on. Doesn't give a toss. Not for the timid, you know what I mean? It's funny. But you're right, I don't think actors have any sway anymore anyway, Serenity. Planning the deaths of legacy Star Trek actors. Yes, dude, that makes you bad. No, I'm not for legal reasons, okay? I'm not plotting the deaths of any Star Trek actors. You trying to get me arrested? No. Holy smokes. No, I mean that I treasure William Shatner as just a force, as just a thing in the universe. Watching him die again in generations to gain was bad enough. I remember when he went to space, whatever he saw up there depressed him. And he said he's lived all his life believing that human beings were going to head out into the stars. A lot like me back in the day, I used to believe that too. And that when he got up there, he realised it's never happening. He realised how special the Earth was, and that something in him just knew that's it. And I was like, yeah, look at the way the world is. I think Earth is special. I think that's just it. So Captain Kirk quit, boys. So I think that's a good excuse to quit, if there ever was one. Right, I think I destroyed this drawing today. Thanks, everybody. Brilliant. Brilliant work by me. Jesus, I thought there was that crowd track on that song. I thought there was people in my room here. Get out of here, I'm a curmudgeon. Get out of here. I'm like Brent Spiner. I have no soul. I'm kidding, Brent. I just think Brent Spiner, to bring it back and to close it off at that, I think he's just a curmudgeon like me. I think it was just a moment of, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of people. And I think he just let it out on the worst format ever. See, what I'm doing here, I'm breaking the rule. And you should never do this. Never zoom in when you're doing digital art. Because you do a whole load of shitty detail that you don't need to. You burn up a ton of time. But there's that. You know. I'll show you why. Yeah, let's tab out the full screen. Don't know why I haven't been doing that all day. That's going to annoy me now if I check back over the actual footage. Toast of London. Toast of London. Yeah. I was just wondering if anybody's been able to get the Christmas vibes going this year. And if so, what was your approach? No, how did you get it going? Oh, hold on, I got a message on my phone. Let me check. My brother, he hates Jake Paul. My brother just sent me a message of a photo of Jake Paul with his jaw broke. He's just being hit by a boxing ban for life or something because of his broken jaw. So he's out of the game. I think he has courage. I think doing that, it's no joke going in with Anthony Joshua. It's not because Joshua's particularly amazing as a boxer. I don't even rank him, to be honest. But he's a big man and he's a professional boxer. And Jake Paul isn't. So you gotta respect. You gotta respect the swag. He got his ass kicked, busted jaw. That's no joke, boys. That is no joke. I don't know if people need to be told this, but it's not fun getting hit. I've never had my jaw broke, thank God, but... God, this drawing sucks. But yeah, anyway, thanks for joining me here today. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I kind of soliloquy. I hate when I do it because it's like I don't want it to become like a psychological session or something where I'm just griefing on things. But I'm trying to distract myself from the pain of drawing. I know some people are like, oh, I'm an artist and I love it and it's great. I hate it. I'm just joking. It's painful for me though. It is very painful a process because I'm pedantic as well when it comes to art. And I hate cleaning up after myself. Like when I sit down and I mess everything up, like today. I'm trying to go back over stuff here. Horrible line work. Bad shading. That kind of a thing. Never zoom in on art. Probably good advice. No, you'd never do. Like, so what I should be doing here is like leaving it at that. Like if I do this, that's full screen. It should be like that, right? And so I should be drawing and never really come back off of it. Because the problem is you do this and then you're doing details. Like, you see this here? That should be one solid line. That's why I'm going on about bad line work today. If you zoom in, you can't really do that well. But if you zoom out, you can kind of do one line like this then. Yeah. There you go. So now you've got a nice smooth line. See what I mean? And that's the whole point. That's why when I'm looking at this drawing, I'm seeing problems, and I'm not seeing any good at all. I sat down, not really great the last couple of times, and kind of ruined the piece. And now I'm trying to undo it, and it's worse. It's like a bottomless pit. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm just gonna finish it, make it presentable. I have to do the background in here, like the drop ship, speech bubbles, and then just finish the shading, some detailing work, and then just hand it over to the completion department and say, I can't touch this anymore. Move on to page 12. That's the only way forward. Did you pencil it traditionally on paper or all digital work? It's all digital PC tunes. It's Krita, which is like I draw traditionally as well. But because I want clean like line work in terms of blacks that I can colour under, but with kind of the same pencil shading, you know, it's hard to describe, but black inks, right, you do over pencil drawing. So if you have like a pencil layer, and then you bring down the opacity and you kind of line it over nice and clean, right? I don't like that because it looks too clean then, and I've always loved the pencil work and the dark lines of the black ink. So I have this crossover effect where I want to do both, and I can only do that in digital, because then, as you know, you can put another layer under and paint, because this is going to be colored as well. So it's this constantly trying to capture that feeling or that look, just for my own eyes, really. It's not to make a statement or anything. You can only really do that in Krita as well. I've noticed Krita is like a very natural program. You probably know about it. There you go. See, you can kind of get this really nice pencil shading. I've always loved that, but you can do it in black. Now, I used to try and get black pencils that were like just a normal drawing pencil with black ink, and they were never, the ink was, or the black lead, I mean, it was too waxy, and I couldn't get the deep blacks that I was looking for. I can only get it on digital, and so to get the look I'm looking for, that's what I resorted to, like this. See? Again, it's just me. It's like, it's not an industry standard. I wouldn't be I'm not some super artist or anything like that. It's just, there's a certain feeling that this stuff gives me that I'm trying to capture all the time. And the best way I can describe the art would be the 90s, early 2000s, 2000 AD. You know, specifically Judge Dredd and Rogue Trooper. Book of the Dead was one of the best things I've ever seen. Best illustrations, it's not even a graphic novel or a comic. I don't know what you'd call it, but it was illustrated. Let's put it that way. Book of the Dead and Justice 1. Two great books of Judge Dredd with amazing artwork. I think it's Pete Townsend. I think it's the artist's name. But that made me want to do this. Oh my god, it's so awesome. It's all digital, unbelievable, amazing. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm drawing on a Cintiq, so it's like the screen, and I have the pen, and I'm just drawing, you know. Actually, I do have a pen tablet, and currently my strokes are not as much good digitally as on paper. It's very difficult. Even see on this Cintiq, the screen has like a grain, and you can kind of get it. You can get your line work really good, but it still takes a bit of practice because it's not exactly the same thing, you know. It's having a big piece of paper and letting loose on it. But it is, at the same time, you can get the same look, but it takes a little bit of adjustment to get, you know, the screen going on. But on an Intuos drawing tablet, that's really difficult to get that line work. But it can be done, you get there. It just takes a while your hand has to kind of be trained. And the Intuos feels more like paper than like the Cintiq would. The Intuos has that grain on the surface of it. That's really nice. So you can get it done that way. It's a wonderful world of wizardry that we live in. I've always dreamed about this technology. When I was in art college the first time around, and what I would do is I would draw with a mouse. So let me grab the mouse. What I would do is I would be doing this, like I'd be drawing with a mouse, and I got really good at it, you know. I was going, oh cool. So then I would kind of that's a lot harder than it looks, by the way. That was with a mouse, and I was going, I would love just to be able to draw with a pen, but that stuff cost a fortune back in the day, and to have a PC powerful enough to run it was ridiculous. But now it's everywhere. I think I'll wrap it up in a few minutes, and then I've got to go on to No Man's Sky and do some quicksilver hunting. A little bit of quicksilver. So I'll hit you up now. So I haven't heard any successful Christmas vibes going on in the chat today. Everybody seems to be feeling the same way I am this year. So I don't know what to do about it, to be honest. Just hand it over. That's it. We're done and dusted, boys. I think I'm just gonna have a little chill out and stop worrying about streaming anything or doing anything and making anything count. I have this weird thing with Christmas, like since 2015 maybe or before, that I have to do artwork, or I have to do, you know, I have to achieve something for the Christmas, like to make use of those good feels. But now I don't feel those feels this year. I'm not sure whether I actually fixed this drawing today or whether I just made it a lot worse. I mean, that's, you know, it's just the way it is, the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? You take what you get. See, I'm not going to cry like Brent Spiner. I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to go, oh well. Let's see if I can win people over with another role. Do it again. Wouldn't that be something? Be a double champ like Conor McGregor. He should have quit while he was ahead, man. I think that's one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen in my whole life. Now he's born again. I hope he's legit this time. All right. Holy Moses! It's 7 o'clock. How long have I been doing this for? 3.5 hours. I thought I was gonna do this for like 10 minutes. You can build a Christmas house in Valheim. That's what you can do about it. That'll be happening. Don't worry. I still have to learn how to survive in the snow or No Man's Sky. Yeah, I built my Christmas tree in No Man's Sky. I actually streamed it, and it's looking good if I do say so myself. And No has a nice tree going on as well. Fortunately, he made the mistake of building underground, so we couldn't really do a proper base tour. But it was a nice job, if I'm being fair. Yeah, No Man's Sky, I'll be going on to do some Quicksilver work. I need my Quicksilver. Yesterday I went on and there was only one Quicksilver mission in the Nexus. I was going, what the hell? 400 Quicksilver? Where's the double Quicksilver missions? It was a good mission though, I enjoyed it. To be honest, the incessant Christmas music you've been pumping had little effect on me, much as I hate to admit it. Yeah, me too. I was hoping it would make me feel that way. But it did absolutely nothing. So I'm sorry about pumping the Christmas music there. It was a desperate bid, I'll admit it. I'm not proud of it. It didn't work, which makes it even worse. Well, the hand looks better to me, so that's kind of a fix. Thanks, Solier. You know what, you're right. Thanks for pointing that out, actually. So now I think it's been a win. I think it's a win now because of what Solier just said. I don't think we lost today. There's something I'm trying to do here, which so far I'm not getting it the way I seen it in my head or the way I did other stuff. Like, watch, I'll show you stuff with the sketches. Oh no, I can't, can I? Wait, we'll save this. Can I close this here? Oh no, I'm after doing something bad. I don't know what I just did there. Oh, Scheiße. Uh-oh. Who can I blame for that? I can't blame myself. Layer image. Tools. It has to be tools. Where's the docks? Where's my docks? Why are my brushes there? Window. View. Son of a... View. Here we go. Show rulers. No. Show grids. No. Zoom and rotate. Where is everything gone? Where are my docks? Where are my paints? Son of a... View. Why do I always get haughty ideas? Why do I always try to be better than I am? What is that all about? Well, I've just ruined it. The toolbar is shown. Okay, hold on. I might fix it. Brushes and stuff. No, it's still showing. It's still there. Brushes and stuff. That's not working either. Dockers. I thought it would show me the Damn it. I'm gonna blame No, you're getting the blame. Where was the teams? No, it was Dockers. Here we go. Right, Dockers arrange. No. Toolbox is there. Yeah, it's still showing, but it's gone. Anyway, look, I'll figure that out at another time. How do I get out of this? What have I done? I'm stuck in critter now. I was going to show you something else, but I can't now. Foil. No, image. Where's it? Settings, configure. No, I won't do that. I thought like themes would have worked. Dockers. Touch docker. What the hell is that? Styles, themes. Can I like configure Windows workspace? Let's build. Did I put my own in there now? Damn. Or just go default. There it is. For feck's sake. I'll tell you what, Duke. You're a trying man. I'll just be honest with you. Right, file, save. File, close this. There we go. Right, so here's some stuff. These are just sketches, right? So that's like, so a pencil sketch, and then I just did a quick thingy under it. All right, and that's the kind of style I want. See this? I want graphic novels in that kind of art style. Like it's a cross between inking with black inks and pencil work. But I keep getting window menu. Thanks Solar. In the window. I appreciate that. So that's kind of what the feels I've got. You see how it's kind of messy, right? It's not as clean as, say, American ink work or anything like that. So there we go. That's that. Close this. Open that. There's before we can close this again. This is another one I'll probably do a couple of drawing streams on. Yes. This one, it's like a space limo. So how do I view? Show, what was it? Painting assistance or show assistant previews? Painting assistance. I think, yeah, there you go. So there you go. That's the perspective tool that I can do. So that's like a limo, right? That has landed in a field in Ireland, actually. Now, there's a whole image there that no one's seeing yet. It's all in my head still, but it's a panel from the graphic novel. And this is another one that I'm gonna have to do. I designed this thing. I use a real limo up here to get a feel of the limo. But it's a flying limo, so you know what I mean. So there you go. I've bared some fruits today, and we'll finish off on the one that started it all. And there you go. Right, with Tato. Listen, everybody, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I went a lot longer than I thought I was gonna go. I hope some people have had fun. Thank you, PC Tunes, for dropping in. It's 12:37 a.m. midnight in India. Holy Moses. Go to sleep, bro. But thanks for dropping in, pal. I appreciate it. It's always nice to see a new face. No, just no. Thank you, man. And thank you for the trials and tribulations yesterday. You went above and beyond. Even though you still suck as a captain. But I still love you, bro. Thank you. Solir, thank you, man. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello and encouraging me and pointing me in the right direction for that fix there. I appreciate it. I'll be going on to No Man's Sky in a little bit of you guys. I won't be going on long, and I won't be going on a long stream or anything like that. I'm not streaming it, but I will be doing a bit of quicksilverage if I can get stuff. If you want to try hook up all three of us in there, it goes to you too. No, Serenity, it was always lovely to see you. Thank you for dropping into the chat and for confirming to me that actors do not matter. I appreciate that. And anyone else, any lurkers, droppers in, casuals, I appreciate your company. Thank you. Everybody, I'm going to wrap it up now. I think it's a success. Thanks, Soler, for turning that around last minute. The hands do look much better. Or the hand. And so it's a win. And I think the legs are better as well. I think it's it's all round improved a little bit. I'm not overly excited, but happy days. See you later, boys. Thanks for joining me. Merry Christmas. I hope it starts feeling it soon. But I'll be on Discord. I'll give you a shout with the No Man's Sky Age, and if I have the battery power, I might jump into a little bit of Valheim. So I'll see you there then. Okay? Bye, everyone.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me one thing, is there anything that you're missing? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close to you. Hey. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. Well, I'm all for Christmas. It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Oh, whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close to you. Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe.